The Lord's statement that the wars precedent to the second coming will terminate in the death and misery of many souls, while true, is an understatement. In reality, the intensity and magnitude of these wars exceed anything modern man has experienced. There are no parallels in ancient or modern history that would provide a realistic context for what will come. The Lord repeatedly warned of these wars. He forewarned his disciples of the calamities that will precede his return. Among them will be wars and rumors of wars. The angel of the Lord, whom we have identified as Jesus Christ himself, showed Nephi these wars in vision. The Savior repeated his early warnings about the coming wars and rumors of war to the saints of our dispensation. The reason for the repeated warnings appears to be one of psychological preparation for the saints. In all cases, his audience is the saints. In one of his warnings, he said that men's hearts will fail them. And furthermore, the wars will continue to the point that the saints will despair about the Lord's coming. He counseled his disciples, and by extension all his people, to not be troubled. The saints must stand hopeful when the hearts of the rest of the world fail due to the enormity of the wars. The set phrase, wars and rumors of wars, seems incongruous in our modern world. Today's satellite and fiber optic communications provide continuous, near real-time information about all important events occurring around the globe. Why would there be rumors of wars? Wouldn't man know about them, and wouldn't they be subjects of reporting, considering their importance? In two instances, the Lord tells his disciples that they shall hear of these wars and rumors of war, or that they will simply be heard. He doesn't say that they will witness or have any first-hand knowledge of the wars. The saints will only learn of them by word of mouth. That is, they will hear about the wars and hear of rumors of war. They will not see them personally or news reports of them. The Greek word translated as rumor, akoe, supports this interpretation. Its primary meaning is hearing or the sense of hearing. Secondarily, it means something heard, such as hearsay, report, oral instruction, or rumor. Alternate translations of Matthew 24 bear these interpretations in mind. A plausible explanation of this incongruity is that infrastructure, including communications, is always a primary target of sabotage. Opposing forces always seek to destroy the ability of their enemies to communicate. During these future wars, it is reasonable to assume that the global communication grid will fail to sabotage and the general destruction of the future wars. The deadly combat, called the Sword by the Lord, will cause so much bloodshed that the inhabitants of the entire globe will mourn. Desolations throughout the world will be caused by a variety of factors, one being the sword. Before the Lord comes personally to destroy the wicked, he has decreed these wars so that the wicked will slay the wicked. The rampant bloodshed will not spare the saints who shall escape. There will also be forced conscription into the worldwide slaughter. Those who refuse can only save themselves by fleeing to Zion. Communications will not be the only casualty of the future American Civil War and the wars of all nations. As is characteristic of warfare, especially modern warfare, infrastructure and supply chains will be targeted, disrupted, and destroyed. This is called total war, where all civilian associated resources and infrastructure are legitimate military targets. In the First American Civil War, there were aspects of total war. Sherman's so-called March to the Sea is the prime example. We should expect civilian associated resources and infrastructure to become targets in the future American Civil War and the wars between the nations of the world.